Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 942nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, this battle is fought on one of our popular custom maps here. If you look at this map closely, you'll see that this map has got a lot of undulating ground. Tactical ground movement on this particular map is very important. Obviously, you don't want to be in the dips of the undulating ground, you want to be on the higher ground. As you move further up here, you'll see that this is a great position for Team 2 to take up if they want to, a really good defensive position here. Okay, whichever way Team 1 tries to attack is uphill. Just to show you this side of the rock feature here, you can attack from this direction. Okay, so that part of the higher ground there is protected by that rock formation. So as I say, if Team 2 wants to set up on here, they can. You've got the big, here, once again, if you look here, any direction that you attack, you have to attack uphill if you're Team 1. So that is a very good defensive position for Team 2 to take up. Obviously, you've got the big open plains, but once again, as I say, if you look closely, you'll see the ground is very undulating. So, like as I said earlier, careful tactical ground movement is important on a map like this. Okay. Our first teammate is Brotherhood member Fesen. Now Fesen's got 8 infantry, 6 head hurlers, 5 chariots and 1 druid unit. Quick look at his chosen swordsman there. Check out the upgrades there. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, these guys got the same morale as urban cohorts, excellent morale, and with those upgrades you'd be surprised on how good chosen swordsmen can be. They can be very solid infantry. Okay, also most of barbarian units have not got very good morale, so to bring a morale boosting unit like a druid unit is a really good tactical move there. So well done to Fesen for bringing that morale boosting druid unit there. And then we move on to the infamous head hurlers. Now remember, the heads that they throw are effective against armor, and they can be absolutely devastating. Some people bring basically like 14 head hurler units and 6 maximum upgraded chariots, and that's okay, but if by the time they've thrown all their heads they haven't turned the battle in their team's favor, all you've got is light infantry. Okay, but make no mistake, these head hurlers can be quite devastating. I think in this battle we've only allowed 6 head hurlers and 6 archers. If you notice here, can you see they carry their heads on their belts there? Just thought that was an interesting feature, and as I say, they can be very effective in battle. Okay, if you notice here, you'll see that Fesen has bought the Barbarian Warlord chariot. Now remember, Britannia has got 2 lots of chariots. They got the heavy chariots, which I think were about 580 denarii with 3 hit points, or these Barbarian Warlord chariots that are over 1,000 denarii but have got 5 hit points. Now over the years I've tried both lots of chariots, and I would always recommend these Barbarian Warlord chariots. Those 5 hit points really do make a difference, and pound for pound I think most people would consider these chariots the best chariots in the game. They don't run amok either. So that will be a tried and tested Britannia army of Fesens. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Vidar. Now Vidar's got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, if you have a look here, you'll see something unusual. Can you see an eagle unit as his general unit? Now you don't see that very often these days. That's kind of like an old school thing. You used to see that many years ago. So as I say, quite old school that, to see an eagle unit as the general unit there. And there you are, you can see his general there. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does with that as the general unit during the course of the battle. And his cavalry, I've got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So that will be a tried and tested Roman army there of Vidar's. Be interested to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is someone who's called himself OTD Chimrazig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 12 infantry, 5 archers and 3 cavalry. Yes, just 3 cavalry. Very unusual for Scorpion King. I know that you're probably thinking that. Okay, now he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry. Some of his infantry he's got gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, but other infantry, if you notice, there's another gold shield, gold attack, but other infantry have got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, a veteran stripe there, okay, on his infantry. So Quite an unusual army there. There you are, let's 7 upgrades again. So as I say, very mixed upgrades on that. And also, I think if I remember correctly, he did bring an eagle unit as well. You can see there his archers have got gold shield, gold attack on there, and as I say, he got 5 of them. But look at the archers at the back. They've got 7 upgrades on, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So he's actually got mixed upgrades with his archers as well. Remember, Scorpion King hasn't got any saved armies. He builds armies for each battle on an individual basis. Got 7 upgrades on his cavalry there. And as I say, no saved armies for Scorpion King. They are all built on a custom base for each battle. There you are. You can see his eagle unit and his general unit there as well. And remember, with the veteran stripe, he's got on a lot of his infantry there. That's a pretty tough army, but only 3 cavalry. Is that enough for the modern day battlefield? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. We've got 14 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry and 5 cavalry. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be an absolutely cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have RTW player Lando. Now he's got 9 infantry, 6 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades there on his cavalry, and you'll see that he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So he's got some serious cavalry there. And I see his archers have got 8 upgrades on as well. Oh my gosh, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his elite archers. So that's some pretty serious stuff there. So he's got 8 upgrades on cavalry and archers there, and just gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Can you notice his wide battle formation there as well? I think that's the modern way that people seem to be using Rome these days, with these wide battle formations. Be interesting to see how well he uses that during the course of the battle. The next teammate is Brotherhood member Sultan Adnan. Now he has got 4 archers, 7 chosen axemen, 3 berserkers and 6 cavalry. Okay, if you have a look at his elite chosen archers there, remember these guys got long range, they got good defense and are very elite archers. Okay, make no mistake about that. Then we move on to his chosen axemen. Now remember, these guys got the same morale as same morale as urban cohorts, excellent morale. They've got effective against armor axes, and used properly they can cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses those during the course of the battle. Then we move on to his Gothic cavalry. You'll see his Gothic cavalry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. This Gothic, there's his general there. These Gothic cavalry, you'll be surprised on how good they are. Check out their specifications. Very underestimated cavalry, those. Then we move on to the infamous berserkers. Remember, these guys got 2 hit points. They got excellent morale. They've got a massive fear factor, and of course they got those effective against armor maces as well. Remember, these guys are based on real characters that used to either be drunk, have a cocktail of drugs, or had mental health issues, and when they went into battle they literally went berserk, and both friend and foe alike stayed away from them because they would kill anything near them, friend or foe alike. And there are tales of battles there where they running around the battlefield at the end of the battle completely naked, covered in blood and gore from the people that they've killed, howling like banshees. And these berserkers arguably are probably the most powerful units in the game. Okay, that's why we only allow 3. But another thing I'd like to show you here, can you see how Adnan here has got a wide battle formation for Germania? Okay, once again, this is like kind of a modern way of using armies. Here you'll see, like I say, Lando's got that wide battle formation as well as King Adnan there. So interesting, that Sultan Adnan. Our next teammate is RTW player Spitfyr. Now Spitfyr's got 11 infantry, 2 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, quick look there. If I remember correctly, I think that he's got an eagle unit. Yeah, there you are. He's got an eagle unit for an extra morale boosting unit there. Within his infantry, always a good thing. You know, I've been banging on about that for years, bringing extra morale boosting units. And he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry there. So that will be a tried and tested Spitfyr army. A lot of you will know him. Very good player. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius with his faction of choice, Greek cities. And he has got 10 Spartans, 4 archers and 2 cavalry. Okay, make no mistake, this would be a tried and tested Aurelius army there. If you notice there, he's got 2 fast-moving armoured general cavalry units there with good upgrades on. There's his general there. Looks about like he's going to give orders there, doesn't he? With his sword in the air, like he's going to charge, tell his men to charge there. So there is the enemy team. And it's quite a diverse team, I suppose you could say, because it's got Rome with Lando, Germania with Sultan Adnan, Rome with Spitfyr, and Greek cities with Aurelius. As I said earlier, this has got the potential to be a cracking battle. Okay, just to give you a heads up right from the start of the battle, I thought the battle plan for our team was to all move over to the right to Fesen there, where the ground is a bit more even for our team. So I've got a long way to run all the way over there. Now that's what I thought the battle plan was. We were all moving right to Fesen, but we'll see whether I understood the battle plan or not as the battle unfolds. But straight away you'll see here that Scorpion King is being very, very aggressive as usual and moving towards the enemy Germanic army there. Okay, so make no mistake, what Scorpion King would love to do with his archers is target the berserkers. As we said earlier, berserkers are arguably the most powerful units in the game, and of course if Scorpion King can damage those units with archer fire, that's what he'll want to do. I'm guessing Sultan here is going to back those berserkers off because he knows that Scorpion King would want to target them with his archers. Just see what Sultan does. There you go, he's backing those berserkers off. Look, get them out of range of Scorpion King's archers. But Scorpion King maybe need to be a little bit careful here, because there's a lot of enemy troops just in front of him. If we pause the game for a second here, you've got Spitfyre's Scipii army moving towards him. Okay, you've got all those Germanic troops, including those 3 berserker units ready to hit him, plus you've got Lando's Scipii army coming in as well. So I'm guessing Scorpion King is aware of this, so he may well decide to pull back, which possibly would be a good move there. And as I say, the initial team plan, as I understand it, was to move over to the right flank where Fesen was, where the ground is kind of more even for our team to fight there. But you can see him moving back now over towards the right flank. He's still got his archers shooting into the enemy team there as he's moving, but he is gradually moving right a little bit there. You can see Vidar's moving forward there, maybe to support Scorpion King there. But you can see that Spitfyre's moving his Scipii army towards Scorpion King's army. And as I say, you can see Lando looking to close in as well. So here, as I say, I thought the initial battle plan was we were all going to move over to the right to Fesen, but obviously things have changed here. So what I'm going to do, you can see I've changed trajectory now. Rather than moving over to the right, I'm going to move over towards Scorpion King to support him if he's needed. I'm guessing Fesen's going to move his Britannia army over as well. But as I say, you can see Scorpion King there could be in a bit of a dangerous situation there with all those enemy troops moving in on him, but he's doing the right thing in pulling back over towards the right there, or over towards Vidar there for a bit of support. But you can see the enemy team now are kind of on their toes, aren't they? Very aggressive. You can see them all moving forward now. They would love to hit Scorpion King's army and try and take him out. You can see I brought my cavalry over there already. I'm running my infantry over as fast as I can, try and get to Scorpion King. But if I was Scorp, I'd keep moving back towards Vidar there. You can see Vidar's moving over to give him a bit of support. Now over here you'll see that Aurelius has brought his Greek cities army over here, looking to maybe either trap Scorpion King, okay, or to hit Vidar here. Not quite sure what Aurelius is going to do yet. But here, as I say, you can see all the enemy troops now moving towards Scorpion King. And as I say, Scorpion King's doing a good move in here in tactically withdrawing towards our right flank. Okay, good tactical move there by Scorpion King. Moving over towards Vidar there. Now over here you'll see that Vidar's already attacked those Spartans with his cavalry. He's going to go in again like a bang as he smashes in there again. Okay, So he's hitting Aurelius' Greek city with cavalry, and I'm guessing he's going to throw a lot of pilers into those infantry as well. You can see the enemy Scipii troops moving forward to support their Greek city's ally there. But if you notice here, you'll see that Aurelius has got two ways to look here. He's got to watch the cavalry behind him as well as the infantry in front of him as well. So it kind of gives him a bit of dilemma which way to look. Here is a close-up of the pillars there that Vidar's army are throwing in to those Spartans. Remember, those Spartans have got 2 hit points, so they suffer less damage from missiles than other units. But as I say, he's got to watch both ways there, infantry and cavalry. You'll see Scorpion King here moving his troops over towards Vidar. And as I say, here you can see I'm now moving my troops over to the right here with my cavalry and infantry as well. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Fesen there, where you can see Fesen starting to move his army over there towards Vidar and Scorpion King's army as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But as I say, Vidar here taking on Aurelius' Greek city's army. That's going to be pretty good there. As I say, loads of pilots going in. But as I say, the Spartans with their 2 hit points, they suffer a lot less casualties from missiles than other units in the game. Okay, but as I say, Aurelius there has got to watch both ways, enemy cavalry as well as the infantry. You'll see him pushing in there. You'll see Scorpion King charging his cavalry into the rear of those Spartan units, those attacking Spartan units. I mean, really pressing in there. You can see he's not just hitting and pulling back. He's really trying to kill as many Spartans as he can from behind. Now, if I remember correctly, I think Vidar's cavalry was taken out at this stage. Yes, that's yeah. So you can see here that Vidar was attacking with his cavalry, being very aggressive with his cavalry. But unfortunately, you had Lando, you had Aurelius and Spitfyre's cavalry there, smashed into poor old Vidar's cavalry, and Vidar's now lost all his cavalry now after being hit by 3 lots of cavalry. Okay, so you got the 2 Greek cities armoured cavalry units there, and you've got Lando's and Spitfire's cavalry. Now they've beaten Vidar's cavalry. Would this be a good tactical move to bring their cavalry around here with a view to smash into Vidar's flank? Is that something that you think you would do? All that victorious enemy cavalry could now pull in there and smash into Vidar's flank as he's fighting the Greek cities. Here you'll see that the 3 berserkers have now been activated. Okay, so the 3 berserkers have now been activated. Their morale sapping abilities will come into play now, and their effective against armor maces will start to have an effect on Scorpion King's forward units. Okay, make no mistake about that. See those berserkers go in there, but you'll see also a lot of pilers going in there. Usually people don't send the berserkers in first. They send berserkers in with other units so that the other units can soak up the pilers instead of the berserker units there. So maybe that's an unusual attacking tactic there with the berserkers. Okay, you can see I think it's Lando's cavalry getting ready to smash in. Let's pause the game for a second here. So you can see that victorious enemy cavalry didn't come round the right flank like we thought they might do to smash into Vidar's flank. They've actually gone the other way there. Okay, so I don't know what you guys thought, whether they should have come round the flank of Vidar there. What did you think? Should they have come round there? Or do you think they should have done what they've done and gone over to the centre? Here you can see Germanic troops and Spartan troops pushing into Vidar's units. But as I say, the berserker units here are really pushing in. And here comes the Germanic cavalry to ram home the berserkers' attack. And bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh. I think they've got a 7 charge bonus. You can see Spitfire's Scipii infantry charging forward as well to ram home the attack onto Scorpion King's infantry there. Oh my gosh. I'm amazed that Scorpion King's holding so well there. I thought he might have mass routed with that impact of berserkers, that Germanic cavalry and the Scipii infantry hitting him as well. Oh my gosh, that is some kind of impact there. Just like to show you here, you can see that Scorpion King has kept his Eagle unit out of the fray. But can you see he's just behind his fighting infantry there, giving them the morale boost from that Eagle unit. Okay, also you'll see he's got his general unit there as well. giving morale boost as well. There's his general up, giving the morale boost as well as the Eagle unit. And remember, those infantry units have got 7 upgrades on. They've got a veteran stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So with all that morale boost from the Eagle unit and the general unit, they were at 7 upgrades. They've got that veteran stripe as well. Okay, now remember that extra stripe, that veteran stripe, also gives them added morale. Okay, so you can see now that those units that are holding have got that extra morale and could neutralize the fear factor of the Germanic berserkers there. Many years ago, we had a Brotherhood member that used to bring 7 or 8 Eagle units in his army when he knew he was facing Germania, because he said the Eagle units' morale boost and ability neutralized the fear factor of the Germanic berserkers, which causes mass routs. But you can see Scorpion King's infantry there are the ones with the veteran stripes. And you've got the Eagle unit and general unit giving morale bonus as well. Now here you'll notice my cavalry. Okay, now what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to let the Scipii infantry get a little bit more engaged, and I'm thinking about smashing my cavalry into the engaged enemy troops once that Scipii infantry has got a little bit more engaged. Okay, so just give you a heads up on that. That's what I'm thinking about doing. But as I say there, from that angle, I'm going to try and smash into them once, though. As I say, I'm going to let the Scipii troops get a little bit more engaged before I decide to charge my cavalry in there. So, as I say, you can see that Scipii cavalry coming up behind the Scipii infantry there. There you are, you can see that Scipii infantry there really charging forward into, with the berserkers there, those 2 berserker units charging into Scorpion King's infantry, but he's still holding there. As I say, the morale that he's got in his army is neutralizing the fear factor that those berserkers bring. So nice army build there for Scorpion King. You've got the head hurlers now, you've got the Britannia head hurlers just behind his army as well. There where you can see there those 2 berserker units still attacking there, and as I say, you've got Scipii units and Greek city units all pushing into Scorpion King's army. As I say, you've got the head hurlers here ready to throw their effective against armor heads into the enemy troops. Okay, but as I say, my cavalry is locked and loaded, and when I decide the time is right, you'll see my cavalry charge in. Right, there's a couple of Scipii cavalry units charging in there, and bang, as they smash in. But still, Scorpion King's army still holding. It's that infantry still holding. Right, here comes my cavalry. Can you see my cavalry charging forward now? I've decided it's time to hit the enemy troops here, and if I timed it right, I could get a mass rout going here. There goes my cavalry charging in there, and bang, as they smash into that enemy infantry. There you are, bang, straight in there. And as I say, I'm hoping to start a mass rout of those enemy Scipii troops there with that massive cavalry hit there. There you can see a lot of enemy Scipii units starting to break. You can see I've turned my cavalry in to attack. There's a chariot unit of Fesens coming in behind as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So we have now routed, I think, basically with that chariot hit. Like, that was a real hammer and anvil attack there, wasn't it, with the chariots coming in behind there. We have now, and all those head hurlers throwing their heads in. Looks to me like we've routed most of Spitfyre's army there. Most of the Scipii army of Spitfyres has now been routed. You'll see that I'm doing a surge attack with my infantry as well. I'm going to surge attack into them as well, just to finish them off. Meanwhile, here you can see, I think Vidar is doing a really good job at holding Aurelius' Spartans there. I think that's a really good job that Vidar has been doing. You can see the Greek city general, cavalry general, smashing into his rear. You've got enemy units over here as well. Be interested to see if they're going to try and move around our flank or not. But as it stands at the moment, you can see that we've routed most of, if not all of, Spitfyre's Scipii army now, which is good news for us. Nice use of that chariot unit there by Fesen. I think all the berserkers are dead as well. The 3 berserker units are dead as well. And as I say, these head hurlers here will be throwing their heads, and you can see these head hurlers have drawn their swords, so they may well have thrown all their heads there. You can see that armoured cavalry general unit and the other cavalry unit smashing into the back of Vidar's engaged troops. Very aggressive there by Aurelius. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see, that's all the troops that we've got left now. But as I say, I think all of Vidar's troops have been taken out. I'm going to move my infantry and cavalry over towards Aurelius' Greek city units there to try and help Vidar. There, you got that Germanic cavalry. Be interesting to see where they're going to charge there. But as I say, over here on our right flank, you can see Vidar's purple SPQR units, I think, have been holding really well against the Spartans. Here you can see Scorpion King's got some of his units in behind the engaged Spartans there. Nice tactical move there by Scorpion King. And you can see this blue Scipii cavalry moving in behind Vidar there. But as I say, I think Vidar's been holding really well against those Greek city units there. And as I say, you can see that a lot of the head hurlers have thrown their heads. You can see they've drawn their swords there. But you can see Aurelius really pushing in with his Spartans, trying to finish Vidar off. Okay, but here you can see I've moved my infantry forward. Now what I'm thinking of doing is an old school, old fashioned sideways surge attack. Now you don't see this very often these days. Okay, I'm going to do a sideways surge attack here when I think the time is right and try and rout those Greek city units. I'm going to try and get some cavalry in behind those Spartans as well, see if I can smash into the rear of them there. But here you can see, but while Aurelius is holding us up, I'm thinking that the enemy team here could either charge in to help their allies, or they could reposition themselves on the higher ground. Okay, that's what they could do. They could either try and charge in to help their ally Aurelius, or, as I say, they could reposition their units up on the higher ground here. So it'll be interesting to see what the enemy team have decided what they're going to do. Either help Aurelius or reposition themselves up on the higher ground. So that'd be interesting. But as I say here, I'm thinking when I'm ready, I'm going to do an old school, old-fashioned sideways surge attack on those engaged Spartans. Okay, just give you a heads up on that when I think the time is right. You see I'm getting my cavalry in behind the Spartans there, chasing those two enemy Scipii cavalry away, and I'm going to charge into the back of these engaged Spartans there, and you can see my cavalry going in there, and bang, as they smash in there. But still those Spartans are holding, and I notice they've turned to face my cavalry, so I'm going to pull my cavalry away from those anti-cavalry Spartan spears there. But just watch my my infantry. As I say, when I'm ready, you'll see an old school, old-fashioned sideways surge attack. Move my cavalry away at the moment as those Spartans were facing me, and there you are. Can you see my infantry now surging sideways? How often do you see this in battle? Can you see my infantry surging sideways, hoping to rout those Spartan units? You'll see that Scorpion King is charging his infantry forward as well. You can see those Spartan units are facing my cavalry, so they got the back to our attacking troops, and so they should rout. So they were. It looks like we've routed most of Aurelius' Spartans there. Just going to finish off those last two units. And as I say here, the enemy team have decided not to help Aurelius. They are now going to reposition their troops up onto the higher ground, which of course is going to make this extremely challenging for us. You can see these Greek city archers probably shooting into our Britannia ally, because Aurelius will know that barbarian troops suffer big casualties from missiles there. And there you can see, and he's got them in close tight formation for more impact and more damage. But over here you can see we have now routed all of Aurelius' Spartans, so all his infantry has now been taken out. Okay, and just to give you a heads up on this, we are now going into phase 2 of the battle. Okay, phase 2 of the battle. Now this is where the enemy troops are going to relocate, as I say, to that higher ground and sort out a defensive formation on that higher ground there. Okay, so we have got to try and figure out a way on how we are going to attack the higher ground there. You can see 3 Spartan units there have rallied. Can you see those 3 Spartan units have rallied there? And he will run them up to his allies, I'm guessing there, and he could maybe neutralise Fesen's chariots there. Remember that spears and pikes will kill chariots really quickly. Now this is a bit of a shock. This is the entirety of Vidar's army. Remember, he was holding really well against the Spartans there, but he suffered a lot of casualties in doing that. And that is the entirety of his army. Okay, that's all he's got left now. That's the lot. That's it. So, and bearing in mind we're going to be attacking uphill, this could be a problem. Now over here you'll see that Fesen's moving his chariots, and I think he'll move his army up round the right flank here to try and get in behind the enemy troops, which would be a good tactical move. And there you are, you can see the enemy now sorting themselves out on that hill, making a defensive formation up. Make no mistake about that. And as I say here, with them setting up on that higher ground, it's going to give them a big advantage. Both, I think, Scorpion King and Vidar's army are extremely battle damaged, very battle depleted there. And as I say, you can see Fesen here moving his Britannia chariots and infantry up behind the enemy troops there. So that's a very good tactical move there of Fesen's. And if you notice here, my troops are tired. Can you see that my troops are tired? So there's no way I'm going to put them into battle, especially attacking uphill when they're tired. So what I'm going to do now is just wait now for them to get preferably into fresh or basically into warmed up. You know, the 6 stages of fitness: fresh, warmed up, winded, tired, very tired, and exhausted. Okay, and at the moment they're tired, so I don't want to put them into battle because their battle proficiency would be extremely low. You see how Lando set his cavalry up on the higher ground there, and you can see here that Aurelius has put 3 Spartan units there as like a Spartan spear wall there to counter any chariot attack that Fesen might be thinking about bringing in on the flank of the enemy troops. Okay, let's just pause again for a second here. So you can see Fesen lost some of his chariots there from archer fire, I think from Spitfyrs archers there, causing some casualties. And you can see, as I say, Lando's got his cavalry up there, maybe looking to charge in to Fesen's infantry. Okay, and talk about casualties. Okay, just talking about casualties here. That is the entirety of Scorpion King's army. That's it. That's all the units that he's got left. So there you are. So you can see that's all that Scorpion King has got left. And as we looked at earlier, that's all that Vidar's got left. So as I say, and with us attacking uphill here, you know, this is make no mistake, this will be a challenge for our team here. Okay, and make no mistake, the enemy will be consolidating their position on that higher ground. Okay, make no mistake about that, consolidating their position there, and they will make that a solid defensive place on that higher ground. Right, you can see here Fesen trying to get round behind them. Here you can see Aurelius once again moving his Spartan spear walls out to counter the chariots of Fesen there. Okay, that's a good tactical move there by Aurelius. And as I said earlier, pikes and spears will kill chariots really quickly. So Fesen will be aware of that. So as I say, you can see the enemy troops there forming up, getting into a good defensive position. As I said earlier, consolidating their position on the higher ground. And as you saw earlier, Scorpion King's army has been extremely battle depleted. Here you can see Fesen's lost some more troops from archer fire here. He's moving his infantry away from the archer. Remember, those archers are on higher ground, so their arrows will go further and do more damage. So Fesen's got to move his army further away. As I say, it's a bit of a shock there just to see Scorpion King's army there. That's all he's got left. And of course, as I say, Vidar's as well. My troops now are just winded or warmed up. Can you see that? I've just patiently sat there, letting them get their fitness back before we decide on how we are going to assault this well-defended hill area. Okay, just look at the hill that we've got to move up here to try and attack the enemy troops. Make no mistake here, this is going to be a real challenge for our team. Whether we'll succeed or not, as I say, those spears there are going to counter the powerful chariots of Britannia. Plus, he's got his archers there to target them as well. That's a good defensive position they've got there. And as I say, with all those archers they've got, and as I say, on the higher ground, their arrows go further and do more damage. So they'll be able to pick us off as we move forward. Remember, even urban cohorts, when they're moving, can suffer casualties from archers. And there you can see Scorpion King moving his army forward. You can see these Germanic cavalry are just taking out a couple of Britannia units there. I wondered at the time if they were going to go and attack Vidar's infantry there as well, as he's got such a few amount of infantry left, but no, they decided to pull back on the hill. Okay, so as I say, my troops now, in my opinion, are ready to get into battle. I'm guessing Vidar is going to stay with my infantry as we move up onto the hill there, just for kind of a bit of support there as we move forward. If you notice here, I'm not running, I'm just walking my troops. As I say, I want to keep them as fresh as possible for the battle ahead. But as I say here, just look at that formidable defensive formation on that hill. Now here you'll see that Fesen here is moving further around to the right. What I'd like to see him do is get his chariots maybe about here. Okay, over here. As long as he's out of archer range, I think that would be a good place to get his chariots for a downhill charge. Now, we know the downhill bonuses are big on RTW, but for chariots especially, a downhill charge can be devastating to the enemy. And what I'm thinking here is, if I attack, I could be the anvil, and those chariots could be the hammer. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. I know it's early days yet, it's early stages of this battle, but here you can see the Germanic archers being brought forward there to target, make no mistake, they want to target the Britannia chariots there if they can, or the Britannia infantry. Obviously they like to take the chariots out, as the chariots are the biggest threat to them there. Okay, but here you can see, there you are, you can see Fesen there is getting his chariots very tactically. He's very tactically aware of where he's going to put his chariots here. So they now have got, when he decides to, they have now got the downhill massive charge bonus that chariots have got when they charge downhill. So, tactically and strategically, what I'm thinking here is, if I attack these units, these Scipii units with my infantry, could Fesen time it just right and smash into the back of the engaged infantry? Scorpion King will help as well. You can see Vidar's got his infantry in behind mine. Now here you can see Lando moving some of his infantry over to the left side there. So to me, it looks like he's kind of weakened his position a little bit on that hill by moving those infantry units down. I don't know what you're thinking about that, but he's definitely moved those infantry units down from the higher ground. So now might be the time to attack. This might be the time to attack. Scorpion King and myself could go in here with Vidar right behind. I don't know what you're thinking. I know there's a lot of tactical and strategic viewers watching this battle, and I'd be interested to see what your thoughts are in the comments there. But there you can see Lando now is moving his infantry back up a little bit onto the higher ground, and you can see my infantry now moving towards the Scipii troops there. Okay, you can see Lando's got his, I think he's got his general in the forward line of his battle formation there. Right, so here you can see Scorpion King, Vidar and myself are all ready to attack. If you notice here, Vidar's going to the left of my battle formation there to stop the enemy coming in on my left when I attack. I'm moving my cavalry up here as well, ready to ram home the attack once my infantry goes in. Right, can you see my infantry now is surge attacking uphill? Okay, and bang, as my forward units smash into the forward units of Lando. Okay, you can see that, as I say, Lando's got his general unit there. I'm surging forward. You can see Scorpion King is surging forward. I've got my cavalry locked and loaded, ready to ram home the surge attack. Okay, make no mistake, I'm going to ram home the surge attack. As I say, Scorpion King attacking here on the right of my infantry, and Vidar here, I think, is going to do a crucial job of holding up Lando's units, cavalry and infantry there, stop them coming into the flank of my attacking infantry. That would be a great move there by Vidar, by doing that. Okay, but now Fesen here, you can see Fesen is now charging his chariots downhill for that downhill there for that downhill attack there, for the bonus there. Okay, as my infantry smash into Lando's infantry. So this could be a classic hammer and anvil attack. Okay, just look at those chariots coming down the slope there. As you can see my infantry surging forward. Can you see my cavalry now? Can you see my infantry surging forward yet again? And here comes the chariots down the hill. And they're going to go bang into the enemy troops. See my cavalry charging through as well. And the chariots smash into the back. And bang as we crash in there. Oh my gosh. What a classic hammer and anvil attack. That was really well timed there. Nearer place to Rome Total War. I'm not bigging this up or anything like that, but just saying that was a classic example of great timing in a hammer and anvil attack. The chariots come down the hill there with the downhill charge bonus they've got and smashed into the enemy, the downhill charge bonus there, smashed into the rear of the enemy as my infantry surge attacked with that surge attack being rammed home by my cavalry there. Scorpion King attacking as well, but I'd just like to show you here that Vidar just did a very crucial thing here in holding up the other part of Lando's infantry and cavalry and stopping them from smashing into the rear or flank of my engaged infantry there. So that was a good tactical move there by Vidar in stopping those Scipii infantry and cavalry from going into the rear of my attacking infantry there. Right, can you see there that I think Fesen is charging his chariots into the enemy Scipii troops there. You can see them charging down that and bang as they charge in there. And you can see there that my red Julii infantry, I'm going to move in there as well. There's the chariots attacking the Scipii infantry there, where you can see my red Julii cavalry and infantry there moving into the enemy troops there as they go in. And bang as the cavalry smashes them. We want to take out that general unit there, that Scipii general unit. That's what I'm aiming for. I want to take that unit out, and there we have. We've routed that Scipii unit. You can see Scipii cavalry here. I think that's Lando's cavalry charging in that. And bang as that cavalry smashes into my infantry there. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So there you are. You can see that we've managed to go on to win. I think this is quite a spread out battlefield actually. If we look all the way over here, you can see dead there. I think that's a lot of dead cavalry and archers over in that particular area here. You can see where the battle was very intense. As we move up along there, you can just see the dead there. Oh my gosh, a carpet of dead there. So you can see how tough the fighting was in this particular part of the battlefield here. Oh my gosh, just look at those dead there. And then we come to a bit of longer grass, look, where you can't see the bodies unless you pull out, the camera pulls out a little bit there. Over here, once again, you can see the red-cloaked Spartans really stick out on the battlefield, don't they? As we move up here, I think is where Vidar got hit by 3 lots of cavalry there and lost all his cavalry, but I think they suffered a lot of casualties as well there. And as I say, as we move across here, you can see a lot of dead troops. As I say, the enemy Scipii infantry and cavalry have been routed there. As we move up on the hill there, where Fesen charged his chariots down there in that classic hammer and anvil attack. Such a well-timed attack as well there. And there you can see the bulk of Fesen's infantry and head hurlers still on top of the hill there. Very good tactical awareness there, I thought, by Fesen with his Britannia troops. And I say, I think there's just a couple of Lando's units left there. But as I say, our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. He'll admit defeat in a minute, I'm thinking. If we maybe go up to triple speed there. And you can see there you are, he's just admitted defeat. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. Some really aggressive attacks in this. An average victory, I thought it might have been close victory looking at how many troops that my allies had left, but we must have just scraped into average. And unusually, the highest kills goes to myself there. Very unusual these days for me to get the highest kills, so I'm very pleased with that. But well done to Aurelius, got over 1,000 kills with his Greek cities there, his faction of choice. Really well played to him. Well done to Spitfyr. He might be a little bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he was very aggressive with his Scipio army. And well done to Sultan Adnan with his Germanic army. Highest kills in his team. Well done to him, and well done to Lando. He'll be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but he was very aggressive right from the start of the battle. So really well played, guys. Really well played. As I say, very unusual for me to get the highest kills these days, so I'm pleased with that. Well done, the Scorpion King got some good kills there with his Julia army. Vidar might be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he played very well in holding the Greek cities up and defending my rear when I attacked. And well done to Fesen there. He'll be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he played with Britannia very well, especially that well-timed chariot charge at the end. But just to say, yeah, I got the highest kills, but remember, it's my teammates that enabled me to get those high kills. They're my enablers there. So it's a real team effort for the person that gets the highest kills. So well done to my teammates. Faction advantage. They had Greek cities, Rome, Germania and Rome. I think that's quite a powerful combination. And we had Rome, Rome, Rome and Britannia. That is also a powerful combination. So what do you think? Which team do you think had faction advantage there? Anyway, just to say, we always try and get ex-players back on the Rome Total War, as well as attract new players as well. So please come and join us. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.